Feels good to be on these trails on a KLR again. Wish you guys could see my face. It's not gonna feel good to go down though. I need to get some crash bars on this thing. I also need to get a low profile drain plug. Probably a good idea to take it easy with only a couple 100 miles on here. I don't think I hit 200 yet. Yeah, I'd like to fly over that. Oh, I'd like to fly over that too. I kind of did. Whoa! I've kind of talked to you guys in the comments a little bit. This suspension probably is not quite as good as the Tenere, but I think just in my mind, because it's quieter than the Tenere is, I don't know, I just kind of like it better. But woo, hello. But I think it is probably inferior to the Tenere, even though it really does work pretty well. And of course you can always put something else on it. Wow, these are a mess. Yeah, it's a little bouncy, and I think you can adjust something on this, right? Probably just a preload, and that's it. Ooh, that didn't feel good. Yeah, it is a bit soft. I think the Tenere definitely handles this stuff better. So, if we're going slow, it's nice to have the quietness and the comfort of the KLR, but I think the T7 is a bit better, which I guess we probably all knew that, right? And I haven't been paying attention, but I haven't guillotined myself on this windshield yet. Seems like it does work well out on the road. Yeah, a little closer to my face than I'd like, I think, but oh! Whoop, that would be neutral. Ooh, ooh! Did they soften the suspension up on this? I never bottomed the old KLR out. I guess maybe that's just the preload. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stiffen the suspension up a bit. I guess maybe it's just because I'm so used to the Tenere, but this does feel soft now on these trails. Pretty small complaint though for a bike that's this reasonably priced. People complain about the Tenere suspension too. There's always stuff to complain about, right? That's what keeps me in business. I was going to take it easy. A few rocks bouncing off the skid plate. As long as they don't hit that big, high-profile drain plug, I should be fine. And as far as all this suspension business goes, I suppose I should mention I'm right about 160 pounds without any gear on. So if you're heavier than that, you are undoubtedly going to have to do some suspension work. Oh, what a beautiful day to be out there. I almost didn't come out here, and then my buddy behind me on the 1000, whoa, asked if I was up for a ride, and talked to Honey Badger, my wife, and she said, I got a wedding next weekend, so you better get out and ride this weekend. And oh man, it is a beautiful day for a ride. Still got a couple leaves on the trees in the woods here. So nice. Other than the wind, it was really a beautiful ride up here too. Whew. You gotta remember I don't have crash bars on this thing. I'm riding it like it does. Yeah, other than the sound, the lack of sound of the stock pipe on here, this really does bring the memories back from the old Gen 2. I spent so much time up here on that thing. Just right up here on my own. And just cruise these trails for hours. Those are some good times. Woo! And somebody mentioned this, and I didn't even really realize it until they said it, but I am now a repeat KLR buyer. Didn't really even think of that way, because I really sort of only am able to afford several bikes like this just because I can kind of charge it to the old Swanky cat account. And of course I'm still in way over my head now, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to make some money back on them. And I just really have been so focused on it that way that it's the channel buying it, not me, that kind of forget that I'm now one of those guys that has bought multiple generations of KLRs. Woo! Yeah, I do gotta say, and I should quit. It probably sounds like I'm ripping on this, and I don't mean to be. It's just, it is what it is, and that's all there is to it. I love my KLR, I love my Tenere, and any bike you can get out and ride and do stuff like this is a good machine in my book, like I've always said. But I do miss really being able to crack the throttle like I do on the Tenere, and getting the front end to come up just kind of on its own without, whoa, rocks. Without actually having to pull up on the bars, where this I gotta almost slow down to make sure I'm in the right RPM range, and then kind of lean back and pull the bars to get the front end up. But don't get me wrong, it still does it, and with a different pipe, ECU flash, I'll probably have so much power I won't know what to do with it. What was that? I don't know if it's the way that I'm riding, or if it's, I don't think the suspension is different. Maybe it is, but I always complain so much about how the rear end of the Tenere is so noisy. But whoa, now I feel like this is kind of noisy today too. I never noticed that about the old KLR. I guess maybe the exhaust is just too loud. If you guys haven't seen me talking about it yet, since I mentioned in the initial ride review video of this, or test ride video, right after I picked it up from the dealer, one of the side panels was squeaking. It turned out just to be that black piece of plastic there. So after I snugged that up, it quieted it right down, and now there's nothing but the beautiful purr of the new KLR. Ooh, the front does not sound good when it slams down. I've never had problems with the front end of the other one, but I suppose it has been a while, and I have improved what little skill I do have, I think, quite a bit. Woo. Oh, I'm getting warm. I have to take my vest off here. How do you guys like that new camera angle up there? I really like that. I almost was going to put the one in the back, but that's actually kind of cool too. I don't know that I'll run both of them all the time. I realized that I kind of burned myself out in the first half there now, and my arms are a little tired, and I think that's partially because this bike, just kind of in general, it's partially the pegs and partially the handlebars just sort of put you, whoa, kind of in a straight line, straight up and down, so it's kind of hard to hunker in the attack position for a long time, and when you do, it definitely kind of burns you out a bit. That's one nice thing about the T7, is that doesn't happen because you're a bit more stretched out, but then when you're riding on the road, it's not near as comfortable, for me anyway, again at 5'10". What else have I noticed? The foot pegs are still annoying me, now more so because they're sort of slanted down, just because of the rubber isolation that they've got on them. I feel like I'm kind of sliding off of them, which is partially the angle and partially the fact that they're rubber and not metal and pressed into my boots. But it's a beautiful day, and this is a beautiful machine. I am noticing that. I think it's probably just my riding more so than it is this bike being different than the Gen 2, but I have gotten close and actually bottomed, I think, both the front and possibly the back. And my buddy said that the back looks like it's getting pretty close to the fender once in a while, so I think maybe we'll have to see what we can do. I never touched it on the old one, but I think maybe I'll see if I can adjust the preload, get that set up right. And I don't think there's really much you can do with the front. I don't think these have any compression and rebound on them, which is okay. I mean, again, it's a budget bike, so what do you expect? You get a heck of a lot of bike for your money, that is for sure. So I've been enjoying the heck out of it up on the ATV trails here. Hopefully you guys don't think I'm bad mouthing it too much. The other thing that I really kind of have always told people about the KLR, and I think this really applies for any bike, you got to have the right expectations for it. This is a great machine for what it is designed to do, and I think honestly a lot of people don't give it enough credit. But you have to realize that, I mean, this is not going to be your 250 dual sport. This is a 460-pound machine, and I mean it's pretty impressive on the highway. I mean, the amount of ability that it has to eat up miles on the pavement and eat up pretty decent hits off-road and pretty nasty trails, I think is pretty impressive. But I mean, you have to realize that it does have limitations because of that, and you can't expect your 250 to do just as well on the highway as this does either. So I think with the right expectations, I think this is definitely a bike that you could fall in love with, and a lot of people do. Woo! Take care, stay safe, stay swanky, get out and enjoy this beautiful world if you can, and hey, if you can't, make sure you're subscribed, click the bell after you're subscribed so it lets you know anytime I put a new video out. It should be at least once a week. And other than that, if you want to see some more right now, check them out here.